Hey there, everyone. Matthew here with Forex Nation, and I'm going to go over just a few trades that I did on the euro dollar pair. I've been trading other pairs because this has been the last 2 weeks have been really difficult to trade in the currency markets, specifically with regards to the euro dollar. You've got a lot of things happening fundamentally that disagree with what's going on technically. So anytime the technicals and the fundamentals disagree, it's kind of hard to read price action and make your trades decisively. But as long as you have a trade plan set up, you're going to be okay because you can at least go by that and leave the emotion at the door. You got to be real mechanical with how you trade these currency markets because emotions are just going to get you trapped into a fear, greed type of scenario. But that's for another day. Basically, let me just go into what's been going on with me on the euro dollar. On Thursday, we had this really nice move happen down that was indicated beforehand by this crossover that you see happening here. And once that happened, I got in the trade because the previous rallies had really failed to maintain momentum. You can see this rally here faded away, and then you had another rally that was really sharp happened that only just fizzled out again. So that kind of signaled to me, hey, maybe the bulls don't have as much strength as they'd like to have. I was waiting for a crossover back underneath the blue moving average, which I got right here. So I got in a trade there and was rewarded handsomely with this sharp down move. I just went ahead and took profits, once it started to retrace up above the red moving average right here. And we had this consolidation period happening. I drew this trend line in at this low point here, and then the other low point is a little bit farther back in time. Sorry for taking so long to get to it. It's all the way down here, which was the lowest low of the year for the euro dollar. So I drew this trend line in, and look what happened on Friday of last week. We had this crossover happen going back up, and that's just where the market's taking profits. It's consolidating. You have short covering and long covering going on, and what ends up happening is it crosses back over going in the direction you'd like to see it going in, which is down. And not only that, but it broke the trend line. So once I had confirmation, this crossover down was good. This break of the trend line was better. And when it retested the trend line, and the trend line had now gone from being support over here to being now resistance here, that's a good sign to go ahead and get in a sell. And as you can see, that paid off really well going into the end of the day on Friday. And then this week is going to be a little bit more explosive, I believe, for the euro dollar than last week. Last week, let me zoom out to the 1 hour here. Last week, the euro dollar moved sideways pretty much. It didn't do a whole lot. There wasn't a whole lot of fundamental data to push the markets. And right now, with the new concerns about Goldman Sachs, with this volcano over in Iceland, well, it's not looking too good for the Eurozone. And I don't even need to mention Greece, do I? It's just not looking good for the Eurozone. So this week, I think there's going to be more action on the euro dollar. And we start the week off with this nice little gap trade. This is where the New York session ended. This is where we picked up on the beginning of this week, Sunday, New York time. But the gap did close. Price action moved up to close the difference in price action here. Before selling on back down and creating a new sort of low point. This red line you see here is according to the 1 hour chart. I have that line drawn in as support on my 1 hour chart, and so far it's worked out well. Now you see price action starting to gain support again right around that line where it couldn't quite break below and close. So another trade that I made, this crossover back up was a great rally. I got into it after I saw this trend line, which had previously, like I said, that's a different trend line. This trend line that I drew in with accordance to the down move. I put it here and here, these two tops. And as you can see, price action really obeyed it well. It never has been able to really even approach it. But once it did and broke it here, and not only that, but the confirmation that momentum has shifted according to our two moving averages crossing over. Once I saw that happen and price action touch it and then take back off again, that's a good sign that there's a new rally forming. And this was a dud of a rally. I mean, it didn't do a whole lot. I think I only made 20 pips on this move because it was really an awkward rally. It didn't go up too fast. It didn't go up much at all, and then it dropped sharply. We had the fake out happen here. This was during the Asian session on Tuesday, today. And what ended up happening is I got into the crossover here and thinking, yeah, we're going to go back down because this rally sucked so bad. But instead, what ended up happening is we went down a decent amount. I think it was 40 pips from my entry up here. But then we shot back up because we had economic data coming out of the Eurozone. That was the German economic sentiment, the ZEW, that came out and was very good, much higher than expected. That caused the bulls to take charge, and they were able to rally it pretty high, all the way up above 3,500. But then that just didn't last. It didn't consolidate its gains at all. It just fell back off sharply. I traded this crossover here and made a handsome profit this morning, and then that's where we sit now. So basically, I guess going into what's ahead, what lies ahead for the euro dollar, I would say that this line here is definitely going to get broken during the Asian hours. It seems like what goes on during the Asian and the European session right now is that we see selling and then buying on the dips. So it's like a whole lot of selling, and then when we reach a low point, eventually stop hunting starts to occur, and the traders and the bulls start to come out of the closet, and all of a sudden it'll shoot the currency pair back up, and then that rally is short-lived. That's what happened here. That you saw the selling and then the buying on the dips creating a small rally, and then the selling. This was a combination of buying on the dip and the fundamental data that came out, and then again sharp selling. This time we've pushed even lower, and what I think is going to end up happening because of all the other things going on fundamentally is we're going to end up seeing that this support line will be broken. But I'm going to caution you in terms of looking for this down move to go too much farther. I'm going to zoom on out here and show you that there's two lines that are price levels you need to pay attention to. The first one being 32.92, the second one being 32.72. Those are so close together, I would almost consider them one line. We can move up a little bit and go also to the weekly support level here. Anything that's going to go down and reach this area, the price action, it's seriously going to come under some heavy buying pressure, and you're going to see a rally, in my opinion, back up, because I don't think the euro dollar is specifically the weakest it's ever been. It's pretty weak, but I don't think going below this level is even possible right now. There would have to be some really bad fundamental happenings go on between now and the end of the week for this level to be broken and close below. So I think what's going to end up happening, we're going to see a sell-off happen, perhaps find some support at S1. More than likely it'll range. We've got some economic data coming out Thursday that should really help the markets find a direction, and so depending on that, that'll probably choose the direction for the rest of the week. But either case, I don't think we'll go below the 32.92, 72 level before we'll just rally right back up again, probably into the mid 3400s. But that's just my guess. So anyway, I hope I didn't bore you too much, and I hope I helped. You can leave comments if you'd like. I'd be happy to answer any questions as well. Thanks for watching.